Hey, it's Matt Lancer, voice of Anakin Skywalker here. You're watching the Super Awesome Geek Show.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Super Awesome Geek Show. I'm John, and today we have my picks for the best and most fun episodes of Season 1 of the G.I. Joe cartoon from the mid-1980s. But first, let's go over some history of the show. The G.I. Joe cartoon was a cartoon by Toei Animation, T-O-E-I, Toei Animation Company, produced by Sunbow.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare.
It was basically first constructed because Marvel Comics wanted a animated commercial for their comics. So they created a series of 30-second cartoons that were to be used as comic book advertisements. And these were so popular that a full-on miniseries was requested by the television studios. So in 1983, the first miniseries hit the airwaves. It was just called G.I. Joe the Miniseries, but was later renamed The Mass Device when the show went into syndication.
Collaboration with the enemy is out of the question. On second thought.
This again was very, very popular, and in 1984, the television studios asked for another miniseries, and this second series was called The Revenge of Cobra. Once again, later on when this was picked up for syndication, they renamed these series of episodes as The Weather Dominator. And again, it was so popular that the television studios ordered a full 55 additional episodes. They wanted another 55 so that with the 10 that existed, they would have an entire run of 65 episodes that they could put into syndication and reuse over and over again as they saw fit. These 55 episodes became known as Season 1 of the G.I. Joe Real American Hero cartoon that aired in 1985. The first season started with another miniseries of 5 episodes called The Pyramid of Darkness.
Got a problem, Pilgrim?
You shall learn a harsh lesson.
This G.I. Joe cartoon series went on for a second season of 30 episodes in 1986, and then it went straight into a movie that came out in theaters that unfortunately didn't do too well at the box office, and the series ended. However, G.I. Joe did return with DIC Enterprises in 1989, 3 years later. That show ran from 1989 until 1992, and a lot of fans today don't really consider the DIC series really all that good. It doesn't hold up that well.
Everybody, action! We're Cold Slither, you'll be joining us soon. A band of vipers playing our tune.
Where the original first series by Toei Animation and Sunbow really still holds up to this day. There's a lot of love for this original series that I guess you could say started in 1982 and ran to 1986.
They are animals.
Too late to resist, 'cause Cobra is strong.
Oh my goodness, we're going way over budget.
We're
Barbarians!
So in this video, I'm going to give my picks for 5 stories that are definitely worth a watch in Season 1.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
She's been kidnapped by Cobra. We have no alternative. Call in G.I.
He'll
Joe.
fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. He never gives up. He'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe.
Who's leader of the Joe team? Hawk.
He's America's best. He's in control. He's the man.
Good luck, Joe.
He lives his days. The legend of G.I. Joe.
The Legend of G.I. Joe. New from Marvel Comics.
G.I.
back to G.I. Joe.
Each bone fragment has enough cells to clone an infinite number of living dinosaurs.
The first recommendation I have for Series 1 is a episode titled The Primordial Plot. This is an episode that may have inspired Jurassic Park. I've always wondered if Steven Spielberg saw this episode and went, I wonder what I could do with that.
The oil kept them from being fossilized.
If you say so. A bone's a bone, as far as I can tell.
See, Cobra decides to steal some well-preserved dinosaur bones that have never actually fossilized.
While we saw the Cobra base, the bones are ours.
And they use the DNA in these bones to clone some dinosaurs.
Strange. A true collector would have taken the Deinonychus feet.
Their hope is that they can use mind control to control the dinosaurs and take over the world.
Save the pompous chatter for later, Commander. I must concentrate. Their brains must be made receptive to control.
But of course, this plan backfires and eventually G.I. Joe prevails. And they leave the dinosaurs on an island to live in isolation where they won't be able to hurt anyone ever again.
My investors
can suck eggs as far as I'm concerned. The dinosaurs are staying and we're leaving.
See? It's just like Jurassic Park.
Nobody's seen what it is. Heck, Bazooka knows. Go on, tell him about the sea serpent.
Sea serpent?
Can the comedy, Alpine.
The next story to look for is one that is quite famous in G.I. Joe circles because it hosts one of the most beloved characters of all time, Bazooka. This being the episode titled, Bazooka Saw a Sea Serpent.
Alpine. Fireflies.
A lot of people will remember this one as soon as you mention Bazooka. This is the one that comes to mind.
Look it! A cobra trouble bubble! Eaten by a sea serpent! Eaten by a sea serpent? Give me a break, bubblegum brain!
In this episode, Cobra creates a giant mechanical serpent.
We rushed out on deck and we saw something glowing down in the water.
And they're bent on destroying G.I. Joe and to take over the world once again. But of course, as always, this goes horribly wrong for Cobra Commander.
That missile didn't even crack a tooth.
As a kid, I really loved this episode because it really reminded me of Godzilla. It's like a Godzilla movie. And I think that kaiju fans all over the world love this episode because it truly is like G.I. Joe's nod to giant monster flicks.
It's a bull, not a hot dog! You serpent!
Once again, G.I. Joe comes through and saves the day. Well, Bazooka does.
Let me get a shot of the prize catch! Said cheese, dip!
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
I'll show you how to get G.I. Joe. Destro.
Of course it's Destro, you fool! Who else can help us?
We'll attack here.
Terrifying G.I. Joe. Destro is his name. Destro is his name. G.I. Joe, American hero. Fighting Cobra and Destro. Where'd those jets come from? G.I. Joe headquarters. We've got to find it.
But will they? Read the further adventures of G.I. Joe in Marvel Comics. Now, back to G.I. Joe.
Steinberg L? But that's Clutch's name. Graves? R.W.?
Graves? That's you, Grunt! Who's that one? Pulaski. It's me.
The next episode is really weird. This is a crazy story, and it's one that's really worth watching. It's a two-parter called Worlds Without End, Parts 1 and Parts 2. In these episodes, we see a group of Joes thrust through time and space into a parallel universe where they had perished and Cobra has won the world.
Then it's true. Somehow we did a Rip Van Winkle.
And while we were asleep, G.I. Joe was defeated by Cobra.
The Joes eventually discover that the Baroness is secretly working for the Joes resistance movement.
You secretly work for the Resistance?
And just as they find a way home, three of them decide to stay behind and rebuild the world.
It really does matter whether Cobra wins or loses. I'm staying here.
Well, count me in too, old buddy.
And you want to stay too?
It'll be a challenge, rebuilding G.I. Joe here.
I really like this episode because of the parallel universe aspect of it. I like the idea of seeing what a world would look like if Cobra won.
It blasted open a gateway into a parallel world and hurled us into it.
And I think that this was just an incredible, well-written story arc, and it does the parallel universe thing some real good justice. I think it's a fantastic story.
I've just instigated the first Cobra Civil War.
Something's gotta stop it.
Why don't you try asking her for a date?
The next one I recommend is another science experiment gone wrong. Cobra steals a genetically altered germ.
You are to proceed with the theft of the Pseudomonda eubacterius, otherwise known as Bacteria X.
And it gets accidentally mixed up with a growth serum. And this leads to a giant germ ravaging the landscape, heading toward a city full of people.
Come on! Put these on! Fast!
Crazy enough, the Joes come up with a plan to destroy the germ with none other than apples.
Of course, apple seeds contain a tiny amount of poison.
But what about in large doses? Say an orchard full?
It could be deadly.
What looks like a really funny turn of events, they load all their weapons with apples, and once again, Cobra's plans are thwarted.
What do we got here? I guess that germ found Cobra as hard to swallow as we do.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
Someone is coming! Zordman, Dreadnoks, Kopenichi. You must attack G.I. Joe before dawn. They can destroy and leave no traces. Dreadnoks! Evil is written all over their faces. Dreadnoks! Horrifying new foe of G.I. Joe. That's right! G.I. Joe, American hero, fighting evil Cobra.
The legend of G.I. Joe continues at Marvel Comics. Now, back to G.I. Joe.
Hello?
This is the Viper. I'll be there noon today. Be ready.
The last episode I'll point out is a real classic. It's a story called The Viper is Coming. Now, most people in the G.I. Joe circles are also going to know this one. They're going to point out this as one of the classic episodes.
Hello?
Mr. Barbecue, this is the Viper.
The Viper?
The Viper is coming. 575.
What? Hold on! What the devil is going on here?
In this story arc, we see a mysterious figure known only as the Viper, and he keeps calling the G.I. Joe team and giving them clues to the whereabouts of the Cobra bases and operations.
Falling ball, anyone? No!
Both G.I. Joe and Cobra are clueless as to the identity of the Viper, but he keeps calling and he keeps giving accurate information. What or who is this mysterious figure? Who is the Viper?
Well, aren't you gonna get it?
Don't look at me. I've had it with phones today.
Hello?
The Viper is coming tomorrow. Top floor first.
Who are you?
The Viper. I am the Viper. Goodbye.
In the end, we find out he's a window washer. Yeah, it's the Wiper, not the Viper. And we find out who the Viper really is as he walks up to the G.I. Joe base.
I'm the Viper. I've come to wipe your windows. $5.75 an hour. I start on west corner. Top floor first.
That's such a classic. Well, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope that you got something out of this episode with 5 G.I. Joe episodes that I recommend from the original cartoon.
I'll be.
If that isn't the luck of the Irish.
Yeah, but I'm not Irish.
I highly recommend taking a look at these G.I. Joe cartoon episodes if you've never seen the show. I think the show really holds up, and if you don't have time to watch it all, maybe these 5 suggestions will be enough to give you a taste for what this series has to offer.
Hang on to your dog tags, Bucky.
Now, if you have seen the whole series, please let me know if you agree with my picks. And if so, or if not, what episodes would you have chosen to put on your list?
It weren't our fault, Zartan. They hadn't an ounce of respect for the law.
Alright guys, thanks a lot again, and I will talk to you guys later. Stay awesome out there, everybody, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya!
Oh no! It didn't work! It's weakened! It just wasn't a big enough dose!
Super awesome.
I am John, Wookiee impersonator, and Eladrin Warlock with the Warriors of the Stars. Along came Jason, my bearded friend. Fabulous secret ideas were revealed to me the day he came to my house and said, I want to make a podcast! Only 2 others share this secret.
I am Chris Visions. I like walks on the beach, sunsets, poodles.
What's up, everybody? Morphin' time.
Hi, I'm Rick Remender.
Rob, the artist.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm Christopher Sabella.
Hi, this is Ashley Eckstein, voice of Ahsoka Tano.
Robbie Amell.
What's up, guys?
Today I have special guest Mike Sellinger.
You do indeed.
We're working on Black Science.
Bob McLeod, creator of the New Mutants. I've been working for Marvel and DC Comics for the last 40 years. Brian Herbert.
About a year ago, I've got a Twitter site. I couldn't get my own name. Somebody took my name.
And we have special guest Gus Lopez.
Oh, hey guys, I'm thrilled to be on.
Robin Hobb is here.
Working on a trilogy called The Fitz and the Fool.
Livio Raimondelli.
Appreciate it. I'm a big Transformers fan, G1 fan myself.
Together we started talking about toys, comics, games, and movies on the Super Awesome Geek Show!